All right, rolling along. We are on Tuesday, which is January 31st. We have upper body and there's only one part. 5, 6, or 7 rounds, that's your choice. We have bent over row to fly, skull crushers, alternating hammer curls, and alternating shoulder press. Okay, so pay attention to the number of reps because it goes 10, 12, 18, 18. Okay, they're not all the same number of reps. So we have bent over row to fly, bent over row to fly, 1, row, fly, 2, row, fly, 3. Skull crushers, you can do it with 1 or 2 weights, it's your choice. Alternating hammer curls and alternating shoulder press. So alternating hammer curls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 18. And alternating shoulder press, up to 18. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so our bent over row to fly. So you are going to get in this bent over position anytime we do, I was gonna say it says bent over, but it doesn't always say bent over. I'll let you know. We do this position a lot, but if it was like bent over rows, bent over reverse fly, something along those lines, it's always gonna be the same stance. So the stance is knees slightly bent, butt and hips back, and then fold your back a little bit, okay? This is your bent over stance. Notice the line of my back is straight. There's no hump or arch, it's straight, okay? This is your bent over stance. So we're gonna do a row to a fly, okay? So with your row, you start here, like this, and you're going to pull back like this, okay? So you're pulling your shoulder blades back and you're pulling the weights to kind of your chest and waist area, then down. Okay, that's your row. Your fly looks like this. So just open up those arms out to the sides, slight bend in the elbow. That's your fly, okay? So row, fly, 1, row, fly, 2, row, fly, row, fly, okay? So with the row, that's pretty simple. Like I said, you're just kind of contracting your shoulder blades back. The fly, you wanna make sure that you're controlling how high you go by focusing on the muscles that you're supposed to be working. So you could easily sit here and go like this, okay? But when you do that, you're not actually contracting any of your muscles. You're basically just letting the motion of your arms fly the weights up and down, okay? So when you do this, like I said, you want your elbows slightly bent. You're gonna start in front of you and you're just gonna lift up with that bend in your arm still up to your side. So about here and down, okay? Here, down, here, down. So when you're doing that, you're actually hitting a lot of your traps, which is kind of this triangle shape from your neck down, okay? So here is what you should feel when you go like this, okay? So when you lift up, I don't know if you can see, but this is what it's basically working. So if you think about squeezing that, it's gonna stop you about right there every time. You're not gonna be able to fly unless that is not engaged. That's how you know, okay? Skull crushers. This one, as I said, can be done with a weight in both hands or only one weight. That's up to you. And the difference is one of them just requires more coordination and strength than the other. So if you were to do 2, you're gonna be on your back, your knees are bent, your arms are up straight, okay? You're going to bend them toward your head, only bending at the elbow. So nothing else happens except your elbows bend, the weight comes down by your head, and then you press back up. 1. Slow lower to the sides of your head. 2, okay? So what you're working here is your tricep. So that is the back of your arm. So that is all of right here is what you're working, okay? But notice, I have to make sure that my weights are moving at the same speed and hit the same spot because otherwise I'm not gonna be working my arms evenly. So that version is the one that takes more coordination, and more strength. If you are new to these or you feel like you can't get them to move together, you're gonna switch to one. So you're gonna hold one weight the long way. Same idea, except now because your hands are so close together, the weight is gonna come down to the top of your head instead of on the side. So come down to the top, press up, come down, press up. So the other version also gives you a larger range of motion because you can come down by your head. But again, it's not going to be effective if both of your hands are moving at different speeds anyway. Alternating hammer curls. So you'll notice this one is 18 reps because we are doing alternating. So anytime we do alternating, the rep number is always going to be higher because we're working both sides, okay? So really that's 9 per side, okay? So our hammer curl is a bicep curl. It just means that you hold the weight by your side, kind of the long way, and it stays the long way, okay? So instead of doing it forward like this, it stays just like that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 18, okay? So notice when I do my curls, I don't go super fast. My body is not hoisting or lifting or doing anything weird. I just stay nice and still. You can have a slight bend in your knee and just alternate. So typically with your bicep curl, you want the down a little bit slower than the up because the down is what's actually, so when you lift weights and you build muscle, the muscle is building by tearing and then repairing, okay? So that's how your muscle builds. That's why if I continually used a 5-pound dumbbell for everything all the time, I would never build muscle. I would look the same, I would have muscle tone, but I would never actually build muscle or get stronger because eventually my arm is gonna be used to that and this weight is no longer going to tear my muscle, okay? So, the reason I just said all that is because the down motion is what is going to build that muscle. So when you go up, you want to go up at whatever speed you normally do, but the down needs to be at least 1 beat slower. So if you go up 1, you need to go down 1, 2, okay? Or up 1, 2, down 1, 2, 3. So the down always needs to be slower because the down is the more important part of the exercise. And that goes for pretty much any exercise similar to that, okay? If you are doing tricep, like if you were at a gym and you were doing the tricep cable pull, you would pull and then you want the up to be slower. Pull the up to be slower, okay? So in whatever way it works, you want to apply that to every exercise that you're doing. And then lastly, we have an alternating shoulder press. So your shoulder press, you start up here at your shoulders, and you're just gonna press opposite arms up over your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? When you press up, your arms should be coming by the side of your head. Your head should be in between your arms. You shouldn't be pressing out front like this. You should be like this, okay? Now, the only issue with that is a lot of times when people come here, they come here with their butt. So see how my back is very arched? You want to be here, not here. So if that is happening to you, or if you are doing things overhead and you feel it in your lower back, you're probably doing it and you don't realize you're doing it. The easiest solution to go from here to here is to just tuck your butt, okay? So think about, it's actually tucking your pelvis, but you're gonna move your butt. So you're gonna basically squeeze your butt and it's gonna realign it. So see how that's straight now versus sticking out like this? So a lot of us actually stand like this, I think I do, and you don't even notice it. So when you're doing something overhead, that's your natural position, but you wanna be like this, okay? So it's all about your spine. So you don't want it to kick out like that at the end. You want it to be as straight as it can be. So you wanna tuck your butt, squeeze your butt cheeks. It's gonna bring you back in line, okay? So you always want to make sure that you're trying to keep your spine in line. That's another thing I say throughout all of my workout videos, neutral spine, don't round your back, don't hunch your back. All right, so that is Tuesday the 31st.